I had been working night deliveries in California for about 6 months. Nothing unusual, just long nights, quiet streets, and people too tired to cook. Most deliveries were simple. Pick up the order, follow the GPS, drop it off, move on. That night started the same. By midnight, I had already done a few runs. Pizza, Chinese food, late night snacks, normal stuff. Around 1 a.m., I got the order, one item. Paid online, decent tip. Nothing strange at first. The name on the order was Evan. Delivery instructions, leave at door. Again, pretty normal. The address was in a residential neighborhood. Not too far, about 10 minutes away. I picked up the food and started driving. The streets were mostly empty. A few cars here and there, street lights casting long yellow shadows across the road. The kind of quiet that only exists after midnight. I pulled up to the house at around 1:15. It looked completely normal. Single-story house, lights on inside, car parked in the driveway. Nothing unusual. I grabbed the bag and walked up to the front door. It was closed. No movement inside, no sounds. I placed the food on the doorstep and stepped back. Pulled out my phone. Took the delivery photo. Marked it as delivered. Done. Easy. I turned around and walked back to my car. Got in. Started the engine. And drove off. That should have been the end of it. But about 2 minutes later, my phone rang. I glanced at the screen. Unknown number. I almost ignored it, but something made me pick up. Hello? There was a short pause. Then a voice. A man's voice, calm, confused. Hey, where's my food? I frowned. What my order? He said. It says delivered, but there's nothing here. I felt a small knot form in my stomach. I just dropped it off, I said. Front door. Took a picture too. Another pause. Then, I'm outside right now. I checked my mirror instinctively. The road behind me was empty. What do you mean? I asked. I mean I'm standing at my door, he said. There's nothing here. I gripped the steering wheel tighter. That's not possible, I said. I literally just left. Silence on the line. Then the man spoke again. Are you sure you went to the right house? I thought about it. Same number, same street. Everything matched. Yeah, I said slowly. White house, porch light on, car in the driveway. The man went quiet. Then that's not my house. My heart skipped. What? I don't have a car, he said, and my porch light's been broken for weeks. A cold feeling crept into my chest. Are you messing with me? No, he said, sounding genuinely confused. Where did you go? I pulled over to the side of the road. Tell me your address again. He read it out. Same address, exactly the same. I looked at my app. Same details, same order. Everything matched. That's impossible, I muttered. Then the man said something that made it worse. Where are you right now? Just left your street. Come back, he said. I hesitated. Everything in me said not to, but another part of me, the logical part, wanted to fix it. Maybe I had messed up. Maybe there were two similar houses. It happens. All right, I said. I'm turning around. I made a U-turn and drove back. The neighborhood looked the same. Same streetlights, same houses, same quiet. But when I reached the address again, my stomach dropped. The house I had delivered to was dark, completely dark, no lights inside, no car in the driveway, no porch light, nothing. I slowed the car. Okay, I whispered. That's not right. I pulled up slowly. The house looked empty. Like no one had been there in a long time. I checked the number on the mailbox. Same address. Same one. My phone was still on the call. Hello, the man said. Are you there? Yeah, I said quietly. I'm outside. What do you see? I stared at the house. Nothing. Silence. Then, that's not possible, he said. I'm literally standing at my door right now. A chill ran down my spine. Because I was standing at his door too. But we weren't in the same place. I stepped out of the car slowly. Walked toward the porch. The air felt colder now. Heavier. The door was closed. No light inside. No sound. I looked down. The food was gone. The doorstep was empty. I felt my heartbeat pick up. Did you take the food? I asked. No, he said immediately. I told you there's nothing here. I swallowed. Then where did it go? Before he could answer, another voice came through the phone. Faint, distant, like it wasn't coming from him. Hello? I froze. Did you hear that? I asked. What? he said. That voice. I didn't say anything. The line went quiet. Then, very softly, right next to me, not from the phone but from inside the house, I heard it. Hello. I didn't move. The voice, it came from inside the house, not from the phone, not from the man I was talking to, from behind the door. Hello? It sounded exactly like him. Same tone, same confusion, same voice. My grip tightened on the phone. Did you just say that? I whispered. What are you talking about? The man replied. I'm still outside. I stared at the door. Closed, dark, silent again. No, I said slowly. There's someone inside your house. That's not possible, he said immediately. I'm here. I live alone. My heart started beating faster. Then who just spoke? Silence. Then he said quietly, I heard something too. I froze. What? Not from my house, he said. From the phone. A cold wave ran through me. You heard it through the call? Yeah, he whispered. It sounded like me. Neither of us spoke for a few seconds. The air felt heavy, like something was listening. Then suddenly, the line crackled. Static filled my ear. And for a moment, I thought the call dropped. But then, a third voice came through. Clear, close, too close. Why did you come back? I stepped back from the door instantly. Who is that? I said sharply. No answer, just breathing. Slow, uneven. On the line, Evan, I said. That's not me, the man replied quickly. His voice shaking now. The breathing continued. Then the voice spoke again. But this time, it wasn't calm. It was lower, distorted, like it was trying to copy a human voice and failing. You left it, outside. I turned toward the street instinctively, empty, no one there. My car was still running, headlights cutting across the yard. I forced myself to look back at the house. The door was slightly open now, just a small gap, enough to show darkness inside. I knew I hadn't touched it. I knew it had been closed. Did you open your door? I asked. No, the man said quickly. Mine's locked. My chest tightened, because that meant this door was opening on its own. The voice on the phone laughed softly, a dry, hollow sound. Then it said, You brought it back. I stepped back further. What do you want? I said. No response, just silence. Then, a sound behind the door, a slow, dragging noise, like something moving across the floor, toward the entrance, toward me. I couldn't breathe properly anymore. Evan, I said quickly, you need to hang up. Call the police or something. I already did, he said. They said there's no record of my order. That made my stomach drop. What? They don't see anything, he continued. No delivery, no driver, nothing. I looked at my app. The order was gone, completely gone, like it had never existed. My hands started shaking. That's not possible. Then the voice came back, louder now, closer, not from the phone, from inside the house, right behind the door. You came back. The door creaked open a little more, slowly, like something was pulling it from the inside. I stepped off the porch, every instinct in my body screaming at me to leave, but I couldn't stop looking. Inside the doorway, the darkness felt thick, not just absence of light, something deeper. Then a shape moved inside, tall, unclear, standing just out of view. I took another step back. Evan, I whispered. There's something in there. I can hear it, he said. From where? I asked. Behind me. My blood ran cold. What? It's inside my house now, he said, his voice trembling. I'm not alone anymore. The phone crackled again. Then suddenly, his voice cut out, replaced by that same third voice. Calm, clear, too clear. It's easier when you come back. I turned and ran. I didn't care anymore. Didn't care about the order. Didn't care about the call. I ran to my car and jumped inside. Locked the doors immediately. My hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped the keys. I put the car in drive and sped off. The tires screeched slightly as I pulled away. I didn't look back. I didn't want to see if anything was following me. The phone was still in my hand, the call still active, but there was no voice now. Just silence. And then, very softly, from the speaker, I heard breathing. Not Evan's, not mine. Something else, slow, close, like it was right next to the microphone, or right next to me. I threw the phone onto the passenger seat. Stop, I said out loud. Just stop. The breathing continued. Then the voice came one last time. Soft, almost whispering. Next time. Don't leave. The call ended, just like that. Silence. The screen went black. I drove for 20 minutes without stopping. Didn't take another order. Didn't answer any calls. I just drove until I reached a busy street with lights and people. Somewhere normal. Somewhere real. I didn't sleep that night. By morning, I convinced myself there had to be an explanation. A glitch. A prank. To this day, no one has been able to explain what was happening that night.
This happened when I was working night shifts as a delivery driver in Texas. It wasn't my main job, just something I did for extra money after my warehouse shift. Most nights were boring, quiet neighborhoods, fast deliveries, easy tips, nothing unusual. But the later it got, the stranger the orders became. That night started like any other. Around 11:30, I picked up a few normal orders: pizza, burgers, late-night snacks. College kids, tired families, people who didn't feel like cooking. By 1 a.m., things slowed down. Fewer orders, longer drives, darker streets. That's when I got the request. It popped up on my phone with a soft notification sound. 1 item, paid in full, no tip. Delivery instructions: leave at the door, do not knock. That wasn't unusual. A lot of people prefer no contact at night. The address, though, felt off. It was on the edge of the delivery zone, a part of town I didn't usually go to. Fewer houses, longer stretches of road, not completely abandoned, but close enough to feel empty. I hesitated for a second, then accepted it. Money was money. The drive took about 20 minutes. The further I went, the quieter it got. Streetlights became less frequent. Houses spread farther apart. Eventually, my GPS turned onto a narrow road lined with tall trees on both sides. No sidewalks, no parked cars, no lights in the distance, just darkness. I checked the address again. Still correct. My headlights were the only light on that road. After another minute, the GPS said, "You have arrived." I slowed the car. On my right was the house. It was small, 1 story, old, the kind of place that looked like it had been there for decades without much change. No lights outside, no porch light, no movement. But there was a faint glow coming from inside, warm, dim, like a single lamp. I parked in front. For a moment, I just sat there. Something didn't feel right. Not dangerous, just wrong. Too quiet. I grabbed the food and stepped out. The cold air hit immediately, the kind of cold that feels sharper at night. As I walked toward the house, I noticed something strange. The front door was slightly open, not wide, just enough to leave a thin black gap between the door and the frame. I stopped halfway up the path. Most people who want leave at door keep their door closed. I looked at my phone again. Same instructions. Leave at the door. Do not knock. I stepped closer. The porch creaked under my feet. The door didn't move, didn't open further, didn't close. Just stayed there, slightly open. I leaned forward just enough to place the food near the entrance. And that's when I saw it. Inside the house, past the doorway, there was a hallway, dimly lit, and at the end of that hallway, something was standing there. A person, perfectly still. I froze. The light inside was too weak to show details. I couldn't see a face, just a shape, tall, unmoving, watching. My heart started beating faster. "Delivery," I said, trying to sound normal. No response. The figure didn't move, didn't react, didn't even shift. I slowly placed the bag on the ground. "Your order's here." Still nothing. The silence inside the house felt heavy, like the air itself was holding still. I took a step back, then another. But I couldn't stop looking at the figure. Something about it felt off. Not just the stillness, the posture, the way it stood, too straight, too perfect, like it wasn't relaxed, like it was posed. Then suddenly, it moved. Not a step, not a walk, just its head. It tilted slightly to one side, slow, unnatural, like it was studying me. I felt a chill run through my entire body. "All right, I'm leaving it here," I said quickly. No response. The figure didn't move again. I turned around and walked back to my car faster than I wanted to admit. As soon as I got inside, I locked the doors. My hands were slightly shaking. I told myself it was nothing, just someone standing in their house. Maybe they were tired. Maybe they didn't want to interact. Maybe I was overthinking it. I started the engine, but before I could drive away, my phone buzzed. A message from the customer. I looked at the screen and felt my stomach drop. "You left too early." I frowned. "What?" I typed back. "Order is at your door." The reply came instantly. "I know." I stared at the message. Then another one came. "You didn't look long enough." My chest tightened. I slowly looked up from my phone, back toward the house. The door was still slightly open, the hallway still dim, but the figure was gone. I kept staring at the doorway. The figure was gone. Just an empty hallway now, dim light, nothing moving. But my phone was still in my hand, and the message was still on the screen. "You didn't look long enough." A cold feeling settled in my chest. I typed back slowly. "What do you mean?" The reply came instantly. "Come back." I shook my head. "No," I muttered to myself. I wasn't going back up there. I started to put my phone down, but it buzzed again. Another message. "It's still inside." I froze. My eyes moved slowly back to the house. The door hadn't moved, still slightly open, still dark inside. I swallowed. Then another message came. "You saw it." My hands tightened around the steering wheel. I typed quickly. "I'm leaving." For the first time, there was a pause. 5 seconds. 10 seconds. Then the phone buzzed again. "If you leave." Another message came right after. "It will follow you." My heart started pounding. "That's not funny," I said under my breath. I didn't care anymore. I put the car in reverse. The headlights shifted slightly, casting new shadows across the front of the house, and for a split second, I saw something move inside. Not in the hallway. Closer. Much closer. Right behind the door, I slammed the brakes. The shape was gone. Or maybe it had never been there. My breathing became shallow. I didn't want to look again, but I couldn't stop myself. I slowly leaned forward, squinting through the windshield. The door creaked slightly. Just a little more open now. No wind, no sound. It just moved. Then my phone buzzed again. I didn't want to look, but I did. It's at the door now. I snapped my head up. The doorway was empty. Nothing there. No one standing. No movement. My throat felt dry. I whispered to myself, "Just go, just go." I put the car into reverse again and backed up faster this time. Gravel crunched under the tires. The headlights shifted again. And this time, I saw it clearly. Inside the doorway, standing just behind the door. Too tall, too thin. Its head slightly tilted, and its arms hung too low, longer than they should be. I couldn't see its face. Just darkness where it should be. But I knew it was looking at me. My entire body locked up. Then my phone buzzed again. I looked down without thinking. "It sees you now." I dropped the phone onto the passenger seat. "Nope," I said out loud. "No." I turned the wheel hard and drove. Fast, faster than I should have on that narrow road. I didn't look back. I didn't slow down. The trees on both sides blurred past me as I sped toward the main road. My heart was still racing, my hands shaking. I kept expecting something to appear in the road, or behind me, or inside the car. After about 2 minutes, I checked the rearview mirror. Nothing. Just darkness. Empty road. I let out a shaky breath. Okay, you're fine." Then the phone buzzed again. I didn't want to look, but I couldn't ignore it. I picked it up slowly. One new message. "You should have stayed." I stared at the words. Then another message appeared. Now it's not just inside the house. My grip tightened on the wheel. "What does that mean?" I whispered. The typing bubble appeared, stopped, appeared again. Then the final message came. "Look behind you." My entire body went cold. I stared straight ahead. "No," I said quietly. "No, I'm not doing that." The road stretched empty in front of me. The trees blurred past. The engine hummed. Everything normal, everything fine, except for that message. I kept driving, faster, trying to convince myself it was a prank. Someone messing with me. Someone watching from the house. That's all. That's all it had to be. But then, I noticed something. In the rearview mirror, at first I thought it was just the reflection of my own seat, a shadow. But then it moved, slowly, slightly, like something adjusting its position. My breath caught in my throat. I didn't turn around. I didn't want to confirm it, but I couldn't stop watching the mirror. And in the reflection, I saw it, sitting in the back seat, perfectly still, head tilted slightly to the side, watching me, the same shape, the same unnatural stillness, the same thing that had been standing in that house. Now, inside my car, I slammed on the brakes. The car skidded slightly on the empty road, my chest heaving. The mirror shook, but when it settled, the back seat was empty. Nothing there. No one. Just my jacket lying across the seat. I stared at it for a long moment, trying to breathe, trying to think. Then my phone buzzed again. Slowly, I picked it up. One last message. "It likes you more." I didn't reply. I threw the phone onto the passenger seat and drove, all the way back to the city. I didn't stop. I didn't take another order that night, and didn't go back to that area again. The next day, I reported the address to the delivery app. They said the account had been deleted. No name, no history, no record of that order, like it never existed. To this day, I don't take deliveries after midnight.
I was doing late-night deliveries in a quiet town just outside Columbus. It wasn't a bad job. Most nights were simple. Drive, drop off food, move on. The only weird part was how empty everything felt after midnight. That night started like any other. Around 12 a.m., I got an order. Single item, burger and fries, paid online. The name on the order was Derek. Delivery instructions were normal. Leave at the door. The address wasn't far. About 10 minutes out, I picked up the order, got back in my car, and started driving. The roads were almost completely empty. Streetlights flickering here and there. Houses spaced out more the farther I went. It got quiet fast. Too quiet. When I finally turned onto the street, something felt off immediately. Not wrong, just still. Like everything had paused. I slowed down, checking the numbers on the mailboxes. And then I saw the house. Single story, lights off, no car in the driveway. Nothing unusual at first. I parked in front and grabbed the bag, walked up to the porch. And that's when I saw it. Another delivery bag, sitting right next to the door. I stopped, looked down at it. Different restaurant, different logo. It didn't look fresh either. The bag was slightly crumpled, like it had been sitting there for a while. I frowned. Maybe they ordered twice, I muttered. It happens sometimes. I placed my bag next to it, took a step back, reached for my phone to take the delivery photo. Then I noticed something else. Another bag, off to the side of the porch, half tucked behind a chair. I stepped closer. This one looked older. The paper was damp, like it had been there for hours, maybe longer. A weird feeling crept into my chest. Now it didn't feel normal anymore. I slowly scanned the porch, and that's when I saw them. More bags. 3, maybe 4. Some stacked, some pushed aside. Different restaurants, different sizes, all just sitting there. No one answering the door, no one taking the food. My stomach tightened. Okay, that's weird. I took the photo anyway, marked the order as delivered, but instead of leaving, I hesitated. Something didn't sit right, so I stepped back toward my car, but didn't get in. I turned around and looked at the house again. Still dark, still silent. I pulled out my phone and called the customer. It rang twice, then picked up. Hello? The voice sounded normal, calm, half asleep maybe. Hey, I said. "This is your delivery. I just dropped off your order." There was a pause. Then, "Oh, already." "Yeah," I said. "It's on your porch." Another pause. Then the man said something that made my chest go cold. "I think you have the wrong house." I stared at the door. "No," I said slowly. "I'm at the address on the app." "That's weird," he said. "I'm outside right now. There's nothing here." My grip tightened on the phone. "That's not possible," I said. "I'm literally standing on your porch." Silence. "Then no, you're not." The way he said it felt wrong, not confused, certain. I swallowed. "Are you messing with me?" "No," he said. "Where are you?" I looked around. The street sign. The mailbox. Everything matched. I read the address out loud. He didn't respond immediately. Then, "That's not my house." A chill ran down my spine. "It's the address on the order," I said. "There must be some mistake." "No," he said quietly. "There's no mistake." My heart started beating faster. "What do you mean?" Then he said, "I've ordered from here before." I waited, and every time he paused. "The drivers say the same thing." My stomach dropped. "What?" "They all say they're standing at my house." I turned slowly back toward the porch. The bags, all of them, sitting there, unclaimed, unopened. "How many drivers?" I asked quietly. There was a long silence. Then, "You're the first one who called me back." That hit me harder than anything. I didn't speak, didn't move, just stared at the door. Then I asked the question I didn't want to ask. "Then whose house is this?" He didn't answer. Instead, he said something else. "Are there bags on the porch?" My chest tightened. "Yeah." "How many?" I looked again, counted slowly. 6. He exhaled quietly. "Then it's happening again." My pulse started racing. "What is?" But he didn't respond. Instead, he whispered, "Just leave." I frowned. "What?" "Leave," he said again, more urgently. "Don't stay there." I looked back at the door. Closed. Still. Silent. Then, a sound. Very faint. From inside. Like something shifting. I froze. "Did you hear that?" I whispered. "What?" he said. "There's something in the house." Silence. "Then that's not my house," he said. The sound came again. Closer this time. A soft, dragging noise, like something moving across the floor. Toward the door. My heart started pounding. "Yeah, I'm leaving." I stepped off the porch quickly, started walking back to my car. But before I reached it, I heard it. The door behind me creaked. I stopped, slowly turned my head. The door was slightly open, just enough to show darkness inside, and something moving, not clearly, not fully, just a shape, standing there, watching. I didn't wait. I got in my car and locked the doors immediately. My hands were shaking as I started the engine. "Are you still there?" the man asked on the phone. "Yeah," I said, breathing hard. "I'm leaving right now." "Good," he said. "Don't go back." I pulled away from the house, didn't look in the mirror, didn't want to see if anything followed. But as I drove, I realized something. "Hey," I said, "if that's not your house, then why does the app keep sending drivers there?" Silence. Then, "I don't think it's sending them." My stomach dropped. "What?" "I think," he said slowly, "something else is." I didn't respond. Didn't know how to. I just drove. Faster than I should have. Trying to get as far away as possible. After a few minutes, the call ended. Just cut off. No goodbye, nothing. When I got back to the main road, I finally stopped. Tried to breathe. Tried to think. Then I checked my app. The order was gone. No record. No payment. No customer. Nothing. Like it never existed. I didn't take another delivery that night. I went home, locked my doors, and tried to forget about it. But the next day, I made a mistake. I went back. Same road, same turn, same area. But the house was gone. There was nothing there. No porch. No driveway. No bags. Just an empty patch of land, like it had never existed. I stood there for a long time, trying to understand, trying to make sense of it. Then my phone buzzed. A new order. I looked down slowly. Same name. Derek. Same instructions. Leave at the door. My heart started pounding. I checked the location. It didn't show an address, just a blank map, and one line of text, "You already know where." I declined it, turned off my phone, and left. To this day, no one has been able to explain what was happened that night. No records, no address, no proof, just a porch full of food and something that keeps asking for more.